he goes in to tell me, do you know what happened in that room over there? And he points to my daughter's room, okay? And I said, no. And I looked at him and I said, did somebody die in this house? And he was like, yeah. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you are new, what is up, homegirl? Welcome to my channel. My name is Dakota. I post videos 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I make a ton of content, included but not limited to story time, advice, lifestyle, and true crime. If that's something that sparks your interest, don't forget to give this video a huge like. It really helps me out. While you're at it, please hit that subscribe button and turn your post notifications on by clicking that bell icon in the corner. That way you are always notified when we post a video here on YouTube. This is going to be a story about how I am being haunted. This is something that is like true. It is not clickbait. I am not fooling you guys. This actually stems back a few years ago, but it's currently recently been going on now. So it's kind of going to be 2 story times in one. So if that is something that you would like to hear, then all you have to do is keep on watching. Before we get started, follow me on my podcast, Elevate Entirely. New episodes go up every single Monday. And while you are also at that, don't forget to follow me on all my social medias, my TikTok, my Instagram, my Twitter, and my Snapchat. Let's get into it.
Hello, stranger. It's been a minute since we last kicked it. By the way, just got in town, and I won't let.
Okay, so there has been some weird stuff happening in my house lately, and I talked about it on Instagram for you guys. I told you a little bit about it. A couple of you guys gave me some suggestions, and a couple of you were like, please do a story time on this so we can get some more in-depth detail. I also briefly touched on it in how my last apartment, some of this stuff was happening too, and a lot of you guys were like, oh my god, please tell that story, because as you guys know, if you're new here, you don't know who Adrian is, go ahead and watch my toxic narcissistic story times. I'll link them all down below. But if you guys know who Adrian is, unfortunately, that's the apartment that I had with him. So you guys were like, oh my god, please do that story time as well. So I'm going to be combining all of them today. I'm not saying that I wanted this stuff to happen to me, but it couldn't have come at a more perfect time, because it leads me into introducing today's sponsor, which is Keen. You guys already know who Keen is. Keen is a psychic advisor Vice where you get matched with some of the top psychic advisors, clairvoyants, mediums, tarot readers, and things of that nature. The number one most amazing thing is the affordability factor of Keen. You can log on, and as soon as you put money into your account, you can look at the advisors, you can see which one fits your budget price point. Going to Keen, you'll be greeted with a quick questionnaire, basically just to get some more information about what it is you're looking for, questions you want answered, and that helps filter out which advisors will be best for you versus which ones will not. The best thing about it is the versatility. If you want, you can stick with one advisor or you can go to another. If you're talking to an advisor and you're not really feeling the energy, you can go ahead and immediately go to a different one. I always like to sometimes talk with the same advisor, and then other times I kind of like talking to a different advisor. What I love about Keen also is that you can contact them at any time. It doesn't have to be a certain time frame. It's not 9 to 5 business hours. If you were in your bed at 2 o'clock in the morning overthinking and need some answers, you can go ahead and call Keen. I've done that literally a million times and gotten the help that I needed, and it makes me just have a better peace of mind, a better mindset, and that's why I love Keen so much, is the affordability factor, the easiness of signing up, and you can literally contact them at any time. And if it doesn't get any better than that, with Keen, you don't have to leave your home. You can do a phone call, email, messages, whatever it is that you would like, you can do with Keen. You never have to leave your home. So if you work a lot, you know, you're a single mom, or you just have a busy schedule, but you can find at least 5 to 10 minutes throughout your day, Keen will be great for you. If that is something you guys are interested, please go ahead and click the link in my bio. It will lead you directly to the Keen website. And for new users, you can get your 10-minute reading for just $1.99. That's it, $1.99, less than a cup of coffee at your local Starbucks. Okay, put down the pumpkin spice latte and let's pick up talking to some advisors to get our life figured out. Okay, the pumpkin spice latte is not going to make you get over your ex-boyfriend, but talking to an advisor may help you do that. So go ahead and click the link in my bio or go to www.trykeen.com/Dakota in order to get your first 10-minute reading for just $1.99. Keen, thank you so much for sponsoring this video. I always love working with you guys. Now let's get on into it. As I said, this video couldn't have come at a perfect time because literally I already had like the video planned out to collaborate with Keen, and then when this happened, I was like, I now know everything I'm going to ask my advisor when I call her so she can help me figure out what's going on in my house. To give you guys some backstory, in 2016 I decided that I wanted to move out. I got myself an apartment with my boyfriend at the time. We call him Adrian here in these streets. It's not his real name, but it's his alien name. Alice, what's that thing called? I don't know, it's his cover name, okay? So his identity can be kept secret. Adrian and I had moved into there, and then a couple weeks, 3 weeks later, he ended up moving out because he was cheating on me. Then we were back and forth, and finally I had ended things with him. During the period when I ended things with him, I'm not going to lie, I was very depressed. It's always hard making a decision that you know is best for you and your heart and your soul, but at the same time, letting go of somebody that you once loved so much, right? So I definitely was a little bit depressed. I was down. I wasn't, you know, myself. I wasn't doing the things that I once did to spiritually protect myself. I had just started to get into spirituality at this time, or maybe a couple months after, but at the time, I was just too down to even care about myself, to be honest. And weird things started to happen around my house. The first weird thing that started to happen was that things would be moved all around my house. Like I would put something, I'm very meticulous, I have OCD, I'm a Virgo rising. I really, really, really love organization, okay? Like it is my heart and my soul. So when I put something down, I expect to go back to it and see it right there. And it would always be moved. And of course, me and my daughter lived in the house, but even on days where my daughter wasn't there, like I would have something in a specific spot and then I would leave and I would come back and it wouldn't be there. And then I would go look all around the house, all frantic, going crazy, and then I would come back and it would be in that exact spot. And this happened all the time, but I never thought anything of it. I just thought, girl, you need to get your brain fog taken care of because you clearly didn't put it there. But in my head, I knew I did. So that was the one weird thing that started to happen. The second weird thing that started to happen is I would hear random noises all throughout the house. And let me say, the apartment wasn't like the newest, but it wasn't the oldest either. So I would hear things all the time. I'd be in the kitchen, I'd be chopping something, I would hear something in the back of me, and it almost felt like something or someone was like talking and then they stopped when they realized that I heard them. And it was really, really freaky, but not as freaky as when I would go to sleep and I would wake up and I would hear people in my closet talking. Literally in my closet talking. Like I would hear people in my closet freaking talking, and my bed was right near this like walk-in closet, and I always kept the door shut because that closet always freaked me out. I always got weird energy, even when we first moved in there. And I would hear people like talking, and then I'd wake up and then it would stop. And then sometimes I would wake up and I would like see things like out of the corner of my eye. It was almost as if it was like a shadow figure or something, or another person, and then I'd wake up and then it would be gone. Or sometimes I would wake up and I would see like something with like a face like near my bed, and then as soon as like I like kind of was like coherent enough, it would just disappear. And it was really, really freaky, and there was really weird and bad energy just throughout the house. And what I think it was that because I was going through a depression and because I was so hurt over this breakup, and my spirits and my vibrations were so low, I think I was making myself an easy target for anything negative to want to come in. I'm actually going to read you guys the Facebook post that I ended up sending to this community I'm a part of on Facebook. It's called Soul Sisters Tribe, and this is literally what I said. February 28th. This was my birthday. Oh my god. It needed some advice. If not okay, please be taken down. I'm not sure what else to do, and I'm hoping someone can help me. For the past 4 months, I felt a super uncomfortable presence in my room. I've lived in this apartment for 2 years and have never experienced anything like this before. I wake up every night and either something in my room will be moving, I see a figure, then it disappears, or I hear someone talking. I promise I'm not crazy, nor am I dreaming. Every single room in my house is fine. The only time I feel uncomfortable is in my bedroom. Last night I woke up and I heard a girl talking in my closet. I didn't bother checking because at this point I know it's whatever is in my room. This didn't start happening until a few months ago when I was vibrating at a low level. Now I always say a prayer, I'm in a meditation routine, and always surround myself with white light. I tried saging, saying protection prayers. I always say out loud the only things allowed in my room is love and light. And still I wake up every night to something. Any advice on what it could be? Every time I would talk to somebody about this, they'd be like, oh, Dakota, you're dreaming, or like, blah, 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 like you're dreaming, you're imagining it, XYZ. And I would get so frustrated because there's nothing more frustrating when you know that you're not dreaming and something's happening in your bedroom and nobody believes you. Like, it's really annoying. So they basically said the same thing, that because I was vibrating at such a low level, I was allowing lower vibrational beings in, I was lower vibrational experiences and things like that. So they basically just told me that I needed to kind of like assert myself and be like, hey, this is my space. Anything that is bad intentions, ill will, not in God's, you know, alignment, not in the universe's love and light, needs to leave. And I remember I was just like so scared. It was to the point where I refused to sleep in my room. There was one night where I was laying down on my couch, and this is when me and Adrian were kind of like on a break. We were fighting. He wasn't at the home. And I remember I was taking a nap on my couch, and I don't think Aubrey was home. No, she wasn't home. And I was laying there, and I woke up and I saw something moving in my bed. Now, during this week, I also had a mice problem where I've ended up finding mice in my lower cabinet. My landlord came, got them all out, set up traps, etc. She was wonderful and really took care of everything as a good landlord should. So I remember I woke up and I just like saw something under my cover like go like this, and I thought in my heart and soul that it was a mouse or it was a rat or something. So I got freaked out. I jumped up and I ran to my car and I called Adrian and I was like, can you please come? Like, I'm so scared. Like, I don't know if it was either like, you know, a mouse or like something under there. Like, I don't know. Like, I didn't know if it was a person. I didn't know what it was. And like my biggest fear is somebody breaking into my house. So that's like what I first went to, is like something's in my room, someone's in my house. And I was like, maybe it's the mouse. And I was like, maybe it's the ghost. Like, I don't know what it was. So I was freaking out and I called Adrian and he did not want to come. Okay. He didn't want to come. He didn't want to come help me. He was like, it isn't anything. Just go in there and check it. And I was like, no, like, you don't understand. Like, I'm scared shitless right now. And then he was like, after maybe 30 minutes of me begging him to come because I felt unsafe, I didn't know who else to call, he was like, okay, I'll come, but like, I need gas money because at this point, like, you know, I am driving to your house all the time and it's just not fair. Typical narcissistic bullshit. But anyway, I literally got so mad at him and I was like, don't come. Never mind, don't come. I'll go figure it out myself. So I walked back inside. And I wanted to go like shake my bed or see what was under there, but I got so scared. So again, I ran out into my car and I locked myself in there. Adrian ended up coming over. He ended up like checking out the whole house and he was like, nothing's in there. I don't know what you're talking about. And he doesn't believe in like the spiritual side, which makes sense because he's such a piece of crap. And so basically he was like, there's nothing in there. There's no ghost. There's like, you're freaking out for no reason, etc. So he didn't make me feel better at all. And then I actually did end up going and getting him gas money because I was dumb back then, but we are a changed woman now. That was the weird thing that happened. So every day I just basically ended up like asserting myself. I was saging. I was putting the windows open. I was doing like prayers of protection in each room. And eventually it just went away. And what I think happened was that as soon as I like kicked him out, I was able to like really just vibrate at a higher level. I started getting into spirituality more. I started going to therapy, you know, doing meditations, doing crystal work, Reiki, and things like that. So that was then, and the last time I had an experience or an encounter with anything like that was 2018. This brings us to the past couple months of my life. Now, I didn't mention this to you guys because at the time, I didn't want to talk about it, but I think right now is a good time to bring it up. That when I went to Dominican Republic in July, I went with my best friend and we had a week planned vacation there. And 2 or maybe 2 days into the vacation, me and my friend both got extremely sick to the point where we were constantly in the bathroom, like every 5 minutes. I'm not even joking. And like, I'm not trying to be graphic or gross here, but we weren't throwing up. It was coming out of another end, okay? And we realized that we had like a really bad stomach bug. Our stomachs were constantly hurting. We could not eat a bite of food or drink a sip of water without getting extremely sick and having to go to the bathroom. And the reason why I think it correlates this is why. I have always my whole entire life been able to eat anything that I want with no side effects, right? I'm not allergic to anything besides butternut squash. Weird flex, but okay. And I have always been able to eat anything without any reaction. So this was really weird for me. Now, some people could chalk it up to the water that we were drinking or the ice cubes in the drink, right? Because even, you know, when you're going to another country like DR, they tell you not to drink the water, which, okay, that makes sense. But the ice cubes within your adult beverages are melting and mixing with the alcohol, and you're basically drinking the water, essentially. So we chalked it up, it could be that, or we said it could be the food, but then we're like, the places that we were going were like buffets. So we weren't going anywhere where there was like super spicy food or anything like that. The food there was actually horrible, but we're gonna get into that at another time. So we chalked it up to that, but like in my mind, I really feel like it was somebody doing the evil eye on me. I was feeling down. I wasn't feeling like myself. I was vibrating at a low level. And yes, I was going through a separation at the time, but I also really truly feel like it had something else to do with it. And then on top of it too, like me and his relationship completely fell apart when I was there. And on top of that, we got so sick. So I really feel like somebody was doing evil eye on me. So when I got home, I did a limpieza, which if you don't know what that is, it's an egg cleanse where you take an egg and you go from the top of your head, your crown chakra, down to the root, down to your feet. You end up cracking the egg into a cup of water with some salt, and then you read it. So I'm actually going to put my results right here for you guys. And I'm going to show you the bubbles at the top represent someone doing evil eye, and the little like stakes going up means that people are trying to bring you down. So it could have not been just her, it could have been a group of people, but I ended up getting it red, and the spiritual advisor had told me, like, whether it's her or not, it's somebody. They're throwing evil eye at you. They're talking bad about you. They're trying to, you know, talk bad upon your plans, bad upon your dreams, to hopefully bring you down. And she was like, this could be because you're a public figure, you're on the internet, but I really do think that it's a mixture of that, which that's always going to happen. You just have to protect yourself. There's nothing you can do about that. But she was like, I really do feel like it's also like one specific person who is doing this to you. And the thing about me is, like, I don't have enemies. Like, I don't have enemies. I don't have anybody that I have beef with or problems with. So that's what makes sense. So I'm not insinuating that it was her. It's just, it makes sense if it is. And then a week later, I ended up having car troubles. My car wasn't starting. Like, just a lot of crazy things happening at one time. If you ever had people do like any kind of like spell work or like evil eye on you, then you know that everything in your life just, it's like Mercury retrograde, like everything just goes to crap, you know. But I kept being positive. I ended up getting, you know, my white candles, lighting those, doing Palo Santo. I ended up busting out my grandma's prayer of protection that I found in my wallet, which just says, like, you know, the light of God enfolds in me, the light of God is around me, with God within me, who could be against me. So I started saying that out loud every day and just saying, like, you know, like, my spirit team, ancestors, God, the universe, please protect me. And I did, like, you know, a lot of cleansing, spiritual baths, and I felt so much better and so much lighter. And then when I did the egg cleanse a week later, I saw that all that stuff was gone, so it worked. I ended up doing, you know, everything in my power to get that out. I researched a bit more on how to protect myself. That way something like this would just not happen again in the future. And I felt pretty okay going forward. I got like a selenite bracelet, all of that, and I felt good. So I want to say, over these past couple months, obviously you guys know, went through a breakup. Cool. So my spirits haven't been the highest, but I've been making sure to be meditating, praying, doing my daily devotionals with God, but also, you know, doing my crystal work, things like that. And I just felt this eerie presence come back again. Like, eerie presence come back again, and I couldn't explain it. And let me just tell you guys, before I tell you the story, that weird stuff just always happens to me, and I realize that every time I make a video. The house that we are currently in, the man who used to live here basically would like start renovations and then never finish them, and he was also like a really bad drunk, so he would like leave beer bottles all around. There'd be like piss stains on the floor from his dog and cat. He didn't take care of the house, so when he got evicted, this whole house got renovated. I'm talking new floors, new roof, new ceilings, new paint, like everything, new appliances. The whole house was like gutted basically. Somebody had flipped it, and so it's very modern. Like you guys see like my room, like gray, you know, white. I have these really nice like gray hardwood floors. Like, everything in this house is super modern, okay? So when I moved into this house, basically what had happened was, I get a random knock on the door one day, and I open it, and he's like, hey, does so-and-so live here? And I said, no, I don't know anybody by that name. And he goes, oh, my neighbor across the street told me that my old high school friend bought my house. And I said, oh, you're the previous owner of this house? And he said, yeah. And so he asked my permission if he would be able to look around the house. He just wanted to see, you know, the new things that were done to it and things like that. And I told him sure. So he came in and he looked around and he was like, wow, I really love what they did with this place. Like, thank you so much for letting me see it. Like, this really made my whole entire day. You have no idea. And then he goes in to tell me, do you know what happened in that room over there? And he points to my daughter's room, okay? And I said, no. And I looked at him and I said, did somebody die in this house? And he was like, yeah, he's like, I didn't want to tell you, but like, I just feel like you should know. He's like, a woman actually, you know, rest her soul, committed suicide in that room over there. And I was like, oh my God, you're kidding. And he said, no. And I said, that's so weird because I've never seen anything. And he was like, no, yeah, like when I was here too, I never really noticed it, but I always did feel like something was like watching me. And I said, you know, I only get that feeling in my room. I said, everywhere else around the house, I don't get that. And he said, oh, well, that makes sense because your room is directly above your daughter's. And right where the suicide took place is above it is your room. And I was like, huh, okay. Took that, left it in the back of my pocket. He ended up leaving, but I say that to say this. I have, in my room, it's basically like a finished attic, okay? So on this side of my room, imagine an attic at the top of a house, okay? It's the whole top of the house. On this side is like my bedroom, where like my bed is, my altar, my dresser, things like that. On the other side is my office, where my desk is, where I work, my closet area, and my storage area. I've always felt a weird energy over there. I can't explain it, but it's like when I walk over there, I automatically feel off. People have told me that when they have come to my house to sleep over. Only like two. One of them was my ex and one of them was my friend Christina. They have felt like a weird like energy, and it's not anything that's like frightening or like, oh my God, I'm never coming over again, but like it's weird. Nothing too crazy happened. Just every once in a while, like I'd wake up and I felt like I like heard something move over there. I feel like I would like just hear something, but like I never thought it was anything concerning until these past couple of months. These past couple of months have been so weird. Now I'm normally somebody where I have trouble sleeping, but when I'm asleep, right? Like I don't get woken up. So for the past maybe like 2 months, every night, like clockwork, 1 a.m. woken up, 2 a.m. woken up, 3 a.m. woken up, 4 a.m. woken up. So it's to the point where like I'm not sleeping because I'm getting woken up. As soon as I get in like that REM, like deep sleep waves, like something just jolts me and wakes me up. And every time I wake up, I hear people talking over there, okay? Like 3 people. And then when I wake up, it stops. It's the most frightening thing. I can't even explain it to you. I always feel like something is watching me. This was happening quite a lot and I was getting like so tired of it. And then I ended up getting sick with COVID. When I got sick with COVID, I was sleeping downstairs on my couch because I wasn't going to walk up and down the stairs. I was having a hard time breathing. And when I was down there, everything was fine. I didn't hear anything, didn't see anything, wasn't woken up 5 million times during the night. I was fine. Aside from having trouble sleeping because I was having a hard time breathing, I was fine. Like there was nothing wrong down there. So it got like to my understanding, this has to just be my room thing. And then I put it together. That guy said that that happened with that woman downstairs. And yes, my room is above it, but not this side of my room. The office side of my room is right above my daughter's. Fancy that. I do have a few theories that I will bring up in a second, but let me tell you guys this last story that actually scared the living shit out of me, okay? Sleeping and I was sound asleep and it was like 1 or 2 in the morning and again I get woken up and everybody knows that. What the fuck? Oh, that was my charger. Okay. Between the hours of midnight and like 5 a.m. is when the veil between the mortal world and the other side is the thinnest, allowing for things to come in and out as they please. So basically it was like 1 or 2. I want to say it was 2. I was jolted up out of my sleep again and I'm like, didn't hear people talking, didn't hear anything. But I kind of like turn around to go back to bed on the other side and I see, oh my God, wait, I can actually tell you guys because my phone's charging right now. I see my phone, like it's right here on my bed, right? And I see it being dragged like this by the fucking cord. And I literally jumped up and I said, what the, like curse, you know? I was like, what the heck? And it stopped and I was like, all right, at this point, this is how I know that I'm not dreaming, I'm not seeing things, I'm not like in between like that half wake, half sleep state. Something's going on, like something is going on and like I'm scared, like I need to get to the bottom of it. So I ended up wondering, okay, is it this person again? Could they be doing evil eye on me or could someone be putting like a spell on me or like am I, you know, like depressed? Am I allowing something in? Or somebody said like, oh, well, because I ended up talking about this on Instagram and the theories were that number one, yeah, maybe that presence of that woman who ended up passing away here wasn't like dominant when you first moved in, but maybe now like it is because maybe like, you know, you haven't been feeling the best lately, you were sick with COVID and things like that. maybe like you're leaving yourself open to it. But I was like, no, I really like don't feel like that. I feel like that woman is like passed on. Like I never get, like, I'm very sensitive to energy and spirits, and I never feel her around here, and if it is, it's a good spirit. So and also when he told me that, I ended up going into my daughter's room and doing my ritual, which I'm very Native American, if you guys didn't know, so sage is very special to my culture. So I did a whole like native cleansing ceremony, and I didn't feel or see anything. I did the same thing up here. And that's the thing too, is like I'm always cleansing my room. I put Florida water in my mop water. Like I'm always like, you know, there's like good vibes in here and good energy, but it's just that side. It's the strangest thing. And then people were saying, you know, it could just be that your psychic gifts are opening. So I'm clairsentient and claircognizant, which means I feel things, and I also can predict them before they happen. I've literally predicted 5 pregnancies in the last year. Also can like feel things as well. Like I feel like I can literally feel if like I'm with somebody and like they're cheating on me, or like I can like literally feel if like I'm with somebody and like they're about to like end things, or like something is weird going. Somebody was saying that your clairaudient gifts could be opening, which is when you hear things, and like I was just like, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Like that is a lot. And so basically I was having these internal battles in my head of like, what can I possibly do? And then literally, I swear, like God is amazing, in that same week Keen had reached out to me to see if I wanted to do another collaboration, and I said absolutely. And then I'm like, light bulb, this is perfect. I can talk to my advisor and I can ask her questions about my room. So I got paired with a lovely advisor. I actually didn't use my one from last time. I wanted somebody that was more so gifted in mediumship, so they could really help me out and tell me like clear and direct answers. So I ended up getting matched with her, and we had about like a 15-minute conversation. I asked her questions, told her my story, told her, you know, what I've been feeling and what's been going on, and she confirmed to me that it is my psychic gifts opening, and that it's not anything harmful. She said she feels like it's just those opening, but she said also she feels like I need to be a bit more assertive, just like they said the first time with the first story I told you, and just kind of assert, this is my space and this is what I will allow, this is what I will not allow, only things of love and light. But she said that she really didn't feel like it was like an eerie or weird like presence or anything. She said that it's just my gifts opening, and it's also me needing to assert more dominance. And I told her that I'll also like hear things in the middle of the night. I have like boxes on the other side of my room because it's my storage area too. And like sometimes like I'll hear things like boxes moving around and stuff, and I'm like, and my cat does not sleep in my room at night. I keep him downstairs because he will do that too. He'll go over there, he'll move stuff, he'll scratch it. But at this point, I might as well invite him in too to join the party and move boxes with them, because what the hell? Told me it's nothing to be concerned about, and that she really, like, she would tell me if it felt like it can feel eerie, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. It just means that you're not used to it and you're scared. And she was like, I definitely just suggest, you know, covering yourself in a white and golden light, asserting yourself, and fine-tuning your gifts. That way you can basically allow certain things in and then cut certain things off. And also on the phone with the advisor, I ended up talking with her about a few other things that were going on in my life, that she gave me great clarification on too, when it came to just like love, romance, relationships, but also where I'm going to be at in the future. And it's funny because the things that my past advisor said that I was going to be doing career-wise, I'm doing now, like hitting milestones, certain subscriber counts, certain view counts, sponsorships, like things like that. Like I'm getting all of those now. And I feel like, you know, she really predicted that for me, which is why I just love Keen so much, because you can talk to these people and they can really help you, and they can give you insight and just leave you feeling so much clearer. And so she basically gave me tips and tricks on how to fine-tune my gifts, like guided meditation, sound frequencies, things like that, and just a lot of really helpful suggestions that I did not know prior to speaking to her. A little bit more on how to protect my energy, protect my space, grounding techniques. I realized that I haven't done a grounding meditation in so long, which is essentially just you're doing a meditation that makes you feel whole, it makes you feel complete, it makes you just feel like one with the earth basically and one with spirit. And I have a few stones that help with that too. She suggested some more. Just a lot of amazing and great things that I myself did not really think about before speaking to her. And she also told me another thing which I was talking about this on my Instagram story today. She said, stop being so hard on yourself. Right now, I'm really sensing that you have been beating yourself up for so long in your life. And she's like, you don't give yourself enough credit. You don't celebrate your small wins. You don't ever tell yourself congratulations or give yourself a pat on the back. You're always just going to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. And it made me think of Drake's acceptance speech. This story just took a whole other spin. But when Drake won Artist of the Decade, he did a speech, and in it he basically said that he never celebrates his wins. He's just always thinking about what he could do better or the next project or things like that, and he never takes like the time to presently just sit there and reflect on how much he's grown and how much he's accomplished. And I mean, this man is one of the most successful artists arguably in the world. And I looked at myself and had a moment, and I said, I do the same thing. Like, I will accomplish things and do things, and I will never like say, you know what, Dakota, good job, or like give yourself a pat on the back, or like congratulations. Like, I never celebrate that. I'm always thinking about what I can do better. Like, I will literally film, edit, and upload a video, and I'll watch it back, and instead of being like, oh shoot, like you're getting so much better, or like you're doing this, I'll be like, damn, I could have done that better. We'll do that next time. Oh, I could have said this better. I'll do it next time. You know, why don't I have thumbnails like all these other people? My thumbnails look whack. Like, I will literally just be so hard on myself, and then I'll be like, just like beating myself up. And she just reminded me that like life is so short, you guys. It's so short. And every day that we wake up, we should be celebrating ourselves and celebrating our small wins and our small accomplishments, as well as our big ones, and just loving ourselves and taking care of ourselves. And she really put me back in that mindset of like, I need to take a break sometimes. I need to tell myself that I'm doing a good job. I need to tell myself that I'm on the right track. I was meant to do this reading today. I was meant to get this clarification. I'm happy this happened, because if it didn't, I probably wouldn't have asked her certain questions. And I'm happy that she left me with that last note of like, stop being so hard on yourself. You are on the right path. Like, what you're doing right now is helping people. It's making a difference in people's lives. Like, you are in your life's purpose. Like, chill out a little bit. So basically, ever since then, because I know you guys probably want an update, I have been asserting myself in my space. I have been advocating for myself, speaking out loud, protecting my energy, putting you know, white light around me and gold light around me. I really do feel a difference in my space now. I feel a difference in my life, in my environment, and I'm just so thankful that I was able to talk to somebody who knows what I'm talking about, because like I said before, I don't talk to people about these things because they think I'm crazy. I mean, I am crazy, but I'm not like crazy, you know? I'm like Pisces crazy, you know, like Janae Aiko crazy. I just feel like talking to somebody who gets it really did help me, and it also made me feel understood and like validated a little bit. So I hope that you guys really enjoyed this story. I felt a lot better energy in here now, and I haven't really been experiencing that stuff. But if there's new updates, I will tell you guys. Also, I do have a couple of paranormal stories under my sleeve of other things that have happened when I was younger. If you guys want those videos, let me know. I just love like true crime, paranormal story times. Like, I'm literally obsessed. Like Loie Lane, Haley Reese, like addicted. Enjoyed today's video and you're not subscribed already, why don't you subscribe? It is absolutely free. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out with the algorithm. And turn your post notifications on by clicking your bell icon. That way you're notified every single time that you don't miss out on a video with the Dakota crew. Be sure to follow all my social medias as well as my podcast, Elevate Entirely. Love you guys so much. I don't think I said in my last video, thank you for 13,000 subscribers. Like, guys, we went from like 600 to 13,000 in like 6 months, and I just love you guys so much. I will always be grateful and so humble for the fact that I have this platform. You guys are amazing, and I would be nowhere and nothing without you. So thank you so freaking much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Talking late night for ya. Let me lay a great time on ya. Don't hesitate, no, don't you. Just say you.